Hello, welcome to my Sunday farm. Today we have a mukbang, and I have here bratwurst, mashed potatoes, baked beans, and some cornbread. To wash it all down, I have a nice cold Coca-Cola, and this one is not diet. I know it may surprise you, but like I said, we all have to have a healthy relationship with food, and you know, if you have an intimidation by things having their original ingredients that might cause issue with you in the future. I haven't had original Coke in a long time, so this is a kind of a welcome. This is good because I think it gives me energy. So let's just go ahead and dig in. I have a knife here to cut open the bratwurst. So let's taste everything. And first I wanna get some of the that sauce is good. I wanna get some of this bratwurst and try it. Mm-hmm. And then some of this mashed potatoes with the gravy. This is beef gravy. And these pork and beans, I absolutely did 0 to. Look at that. Delicious. I love these days. Try that cornbread dipped in some of that gravy. Nothing better than fresh cornbread. Let me get some more of that bratwurst. So I just been filming randomly throughout the day, but Mother's Day is coming up this weekend, so I'm kind of excited for my special day and kind of preparing, because I'm not going to see my mom, so I actually accidentally got her a present, and so it's here. So then I had to get her another present where she's at. Which I don't mind. I don't want anybody to feel like I'm, how do you say, avoiding avoiding that day. I'm not. Actually, here in Studio C, we don't exclude that day at all. I think I would rather include Dia de las Madres. Than exclude that day. So I give this meal a 10 out of 10. because I took my time with it. I boiled the bratwurst in some chicken bouillon, and then I made a sauce with barbecue, maple, and HP sauce. Mixed them up. The only thing I didn't touch was the pork and beans, which I figure the Campbell's pork and beans are kind of really good, just how they are. I can literally eat Campbell's pork and beans out the can. If I'm being really honest. Mm. And this cornbread, I put sugar in it. It's literally falling apart. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, the times that I sit down and eat is getting rarer and rarer. But, you know, I'm hoping to have more time to cook and stuff soon. Have more me days and days that, if you slept in, nobody would care. Huh. But I don't mind doing it. I do. It's kind of fun. And I like that everybody supports me. That's like the best part of it, that I'm trying to do everything right. And, the more support I get, the more it shows, that my hard work is like, is backed, by many. And maybe, it's not just me that thinks that this should happen in such a ways, because there's so many people that believe in me. I can't help but believe in myself. And, with so many people, as you rise up, trying to knock you down, it's like the only people that you can truly, look to for the truth are the people who obviously supported you the whole time. Your day oneers. These bratwursts are super delicious. I just wanted to try them, but they're so soft and juicy. It's like you have to do the 2 steps, but it's so worth it. You boil them and then you grill them, but it's super worth it. I do that a lot to my meats anyway. I use like 2 steps to cook my meats. But yeah, I think the weather was nice today. It wasn't as rainy as it's been. So it kind of brought up my spirits a little bit. And I thought buying new things for the place. Although like I usually tend to not use things. I'm usually more minimalist. This time I think it's a little bit necessary because I need to get everything more organized and feel more like, relaxed. Especially since this is like a place for filming. I feel like it needs to feel relaxed. It needs to translate, you know, through, video. And this is a safe space for conversation, for art, for expression. So I've been getting so much hate online. And it's funny because they started bringing up hurtful things, the reasons why I'm on TV trying to send my message, the reason why I wear these outfits that I do to send my message, the reason why the red pill is thriving. So many questions that I don't get asked. I'm actually ambushed and attacked and set up to where I'm forced as a B-dub to become the target, the ass of every joke, the butt of every fucking punchline in a joke. And it's kind of hurtful because I do TikTok live every night from 12 to 2 a.m. It's an open season for me. And I hope, there's not a lot of that going on, the hate, but I do feel the hateful rhetoric and messaging is kind of spilling onto the street. And I do feel like maybe by me speaking upon these atrocities that we could resolve some of it. So through me being on TikTok, I have obviously been able to express myself. I've obviously been able to expose that I'm a vocalist, that lauded, but also, that the red pill message needs to be heard. It needs to be, how do you say, have a wingspan to, to reach to stretch out and touch across, borders and the world, afar. Maybe, to people who otherwise would not have heard me, but to be on TikTok. And that's been helpful in business here on my channel as well. And that I'm very thankful for. Unfortunately, recently, there was a sort of trigger, a sort of headline tragedy that kind of cumulated because similar hateful, rhetoric within my own community transpired in the streets, ending the life of 18-year-old Ronnie Hilton. A police shootout in which they got on a foot chase. This young man ran behind the dumpsters, through a short, distance in grass toward a wooded area, in which he turned towards the officers, lifted his arms and reached out with his hands, which to us sounds like I give up. But to one certain specific cop, he directed and ordered the delivery of gunfire. To be ravaged upon this child. And he did, in fact, remark incorrect statements regarding the status of said victim. Rest in peace, Ronnie Hilton. If you know my case, if you know my story, if you know my message so fucking well, then you would know better than to start on me at this point in time, as these stories and headlines and opinions go viral all around the internet, not just TikTok. It's just a place where you felt comfort, that you felt it was your safe space, where you felt B-Dub could be divested into being a statistic, another tragedy in the making. But you picked the wrong one. You picked the wrong motherfucker. And let me tell you one thing about me. I didn't go down. I didn't go down. They said, that family in there, rape me and kill. And I only say that one time because I want you to hear me from my mouth. I didn't die that day for a reason, so I could be here and tell my story. Enough with your obnoxious hate. Enough with your hateful rhetoric and messaging. Enough with your personal agenda. I'm tired of all your uprisals, your dissents. I'm tired of your degeneracy in the community. But today, I will tell you a story that triggers my memory so clear that my body can feel the pain and agony of racism divesting into my household that I headed. I alone headed. Rodney Hilton Sr. the next morning was driving along the highway, and he passed a couple exits that were designated for campus traffic for graduation. Of course, they were having UC ceremonies that morning when a cop was just pulling over another driver on that last exit for UC. The father snapped. He snapped after constant thought of the feeling of loss, great, tremendous, huge hole left in his heart. Snapped, making snap judgment, poor decisions, poor choices. That momentary lack of empathy. He revved his car into a sheriff deputy, ending the life of this policeman. Turning this tragedy into one of the most viral cases of true crime online at this point in time. To this day, this happened last week. People are just now getting into it. And this happened where I live. That driver ended up in ICU along with the sheriff deputy. He didn't make it. He didn't even last but a moment at hospital. He was in hospital for a brief, momentary, duration. Immediately, Rodney Hilton was arrested. He was charged, and he has seen his judge in court since. But people point to these biases, these systemic things, these continuous building blocks, faulty foundation for our youth, for our future, for community build. The only real victim is our kids. So thank you for watching. I hope this brings awareness and light into these issues. I hope this brings positive change into that messaging and stops it right in its tracks. Thank you again for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one, my son, de Fromp.